The LA Chargers and Philip Rivers have agreed to mutually part ways. So call that a conscious uncoupling, if you will. In a joint statement, GM Tom Telesco said, quote, "After stepping back a bit from last season, we reconnected with Philip and his representatives to look at how 2019 played out, assess our future goals, evaluate the current state of the roster, and see if there was a path forward that made sense for both parties. As we talked through various scenarios, it became apparent that it would be best for Philip and the Chargers to turn the page on what has truly been a remarkable run. We agreed that making this decision well before free agency would allow everyone to put themselves in the best position for success in 2020, end quote. All right, that's the team side. For his part, Rivers said, quote, "I'm very grateful to the Spanos family and the Chargers organization for the last 16 years. In anything you do, it's the people you do it with that make it special. There are so many relationships and memories with coaches, support staff, and teammates that will last forever, and for that, I'm so thankful. I never took for granted the opportunity to lead this team out on the field for 235 games. We had a lot of great moments, beginning in San Diego and then finishing in LA. I wish my teammates and my coaches nothing but the best moving forward." All right, so once again, none of that is surprising. In fact, you could see some of the faint writing on the wall when Rivers did not move his family north from San Diego a couple of years back. And then the writing started to become more and more visible throughout the course of last season when there was even talk of benching the Charger icon. And by the time we got to the offseason, it was pretty much a foregone conclusion that both sides would be looking to move on. That said, while he did not win a Super Bowl with the Bolts, he had a hell of a run with that team. He put up enormous numbers, just shy of both 60,000 passing yards, 400 touchdowns, 8 Pro Bowls, and a lot of bolo ties. 70 300-yard games, 224 consecutive starts, the most by any quarterback not named Brett Favre. An iconic career by just about any metric. And again, no, it did not include a Super Bowl win, but it's not for a lack of effort or for a lack of battling. 6 playoff appearances as a starter. Yeah, probably less than he wanted, probably less than the team wanted, but it included that absolutely ridiculous, epic showing in the AFC Championship game back in the day in Foxborough when he took the field with a torn ACL and meniscus. I mean, that was the very definition, the very epitome of toughness and badassery. And not only that, but he came back 100 days later after surgery and was ready in time for minicamp. So it tells you everything you need to know about Philip Rivers, that his greatest game was not that 500-yard game against Green Bay. It was not the comeback against Kansas City in 2018. It was the loss to the Patriots in the AFC Championship game because he knew how close he was to the Super Bowl and he wanted to give it everything he had and more than anybody pretty much could. And he did so. Came up short, but he put it all out there. And my man talked a lot of trash. Not just trash, but clean trash, which is not easy to do. In fact, it makes it even more awesome. Detroit Lion corner Darius Slay and I talked about that on Radio Row.
We walking through the tunnel. I'm just minding my business, dapping up my teammates. I heard him yell out my name, Slay.
In the tunnel?
In the tunnel. So I turn around, and he was like, yeah, early and often, Slay, early and often. I said, oh, no. So I went to my one of my safeties, Quandre Diggs. I like, hey, man, we got to go right now. He done talked to crazy, and we got to get right.
What's your reaction when old man Philip Rivers is like, yo, Slay, early and often.
It made me laugh because the fact that how he said it.
You got to respect that, man.
I respect it the best because he wants you to bring your best out of you, so he trying to mess with your mind a little bit. But for him not to cuss and say it, it was going to make it even funnier because I probably would have cussed.
No, but he doesn't, though.
He doesn't. That's what makes it funny. That's making it so funny.
That's so funny that he can talk that kind of junk without cussing.
Yes, he talked a lot of it.
Every play.
Keenan caught a pass on me, and now, he drive it down the field, walking down. I'm just getting up, walking. I heard him say, yeah, early. Yeah, I told you. Yeah. Like, I was like, ooh, wee.
You know what's funny about that, aside from that, is they let me on the air sounding like crap like that. Now that's funny. Just because he keeps it clean, though, does not mean he will not get nasty. he will. And he will give you some horse mess.
Oh, quit crying! Quit crying! You talking the whole game, now you're on mute.
Quit crying. Quit crying. You were talking the whole game, and now you're on mute. Philip Rivers. And he'll let you know that he knows what's up and that you don't.
Hey, I can just tell you right now, 57's firing. He's the new Clowney. 41's the Mike. God. Told you. Hey, you don't play Mike. Why would you line up there? Quit just making up alerts. You hear things, you scream, reverse, you don't know what's coming.
You don't play Mike. Why would you line up there? Like he knows your job better than you know your job, and he's going to let you know it. That is incredible. You have to see the video of that to fully appreciate that. Hey, 17, stay humble. Hey, 17, 1-7, you keep talking. I'll see you after the game. Philip Rivers gets up and he's screaming, 90-yard touchdown. 90-yard touchdowns. Yeah, but don't do it in my ear. I will do it in your ear.
90-yard touchdown!
Touchdown! Stay humble, 1-7. See, like that's not just Rivers talking trash. That's Rivers talking trash to an opposing player who is kindly helping him off the ground. And as he's being helped up, he's barking the entire time. And he's barking cleanly. There is only one Philip Rivers. Like I could do an entire 3-hour show of Philip Rivers talking junk and horse mess, doing it clean, and it would be awesome.
That's horse mess.
But you know what? If you did that, though, it would overlook all the other things this guy's done. So even though it was clear this was coming, and it was a matter of when, not if, Rivers and the Chargers were going to go their separate ways. We knew this. It's still weird not to think of him with the Chargers. It is still nearly impossible to see this guy in somebody else's uniform. I mean, it'll be weird now. Weird as hell. Dadgummit. How weird would it be to see Philip Rivers with a horseshoe or a pirate flag on his helmet? Dadgummit. So weird. And yes, he does want to continue to play dadgummit. And there are going to be other opportunities out there. Maybe in Indy with Frank Reich. Obviously, they've got a good relationship. Maybe with the Titans, who are not that far from where he grew up. Dadgummit. There's been suggestions even that maybe Tampa Bay, if they decide to move on from Jameis Winston. Maybe even Jacksonville, if they're not convinced that Gardner Minshew is totally ready. So there are going to be places to go, and as rough as last season was, and yes, there have been signs of decline. I know you don't want to hear that, Phil. Dadgummit. There have been some signs. That said, it would not surprise me at all to see this guy light it up for another year in the right situation. But it doesn't mean that it won't be bizarre, because it will be. This guy is a Charger through and through, even if he does not end his career with them. So it's been an amazing ride with the Chargers, Phil. You've been all class. You did everything within your power to deliver that franchise and that city, San Diego, not Carson. The ultimate trophy. I respect the hell out of it. I respect the hell out of you. I'm going to miss that guy in SoCal. But I am anxious to see where he lands and what he does next and where he runs that clean brand of smack. Like your hat says, big dog, now you begin.